Daydreams. What is it? What does it mean? Who are the daydreamers? When we were growing up, we were used to words like stop daydreaming. We were used to words like daydream. When you're like talking to someone about something that is in your head, the imagination that you have, and then the person will be like, daydream. Daydreams are real imaginations. And one of the things I realized about me not achieving my daydreams was the fact that I kept on dreaming and never waking up. Wake up. When you sleep, you wake up, right? No matter how sweet that dream you have is, you wake up. But sometimes when we are daydreaming, we are locked up in our daydreams. We enjoy them. And locking ourselves in that daydream, like it's always in our mind, we are thinking about it every day. We wake up, we think about it, we smile, and then we go about our day. And that is very bad. Because when you do nothing, nothing changes. Stop sleeping, wake up from your daydreams. Now, there are two types of waking up. Of course, if I wake up in the morning and I'm still in bed, I've woken up, right? But I'm not doing anything. And I can stay in that bed for the rest of the day. I'm not even saying maybe pressing my phone or doing anything productive. Just imagine waking up and being in bed all day, all week, all year, doing nothing. Does that even make sense? So now that you've woken up, you have to get up, do your morning devotion. We serve God here. You wake up, you do your morning devotion, and then you look at your to-do list for the day if you have one. Wake up from your daydreams by writing it out, talking about it, putting it somewhere, writing it the way you want it to be, and then get up and start doing what you have to do. I want to start practicing, start small, start working on something, start reading back and forward and future and understanding so many things so that I can get to where I want to be. So wake up and take action. Don't stay one place. And I know there is also this part of us that's saying, this goal is too big for me to start here. It's just like wanting to build a skyscraper, and then I'm seeing like, it's so big. Oh my God, how can I even start with foundation alone? Foundation, when can I do the foundation that I'll build this high-rise building like this? Impossible, right? So sometimes that was how I saw my dreams. I had like those big dreams. But honestly, doesn't it sound ridiculous that I want to build a skyscraper and I'm thinking the foundation is a small place to begin? So where do I want to start? The 5th floor, the 10th floor, the 50th floor, or the 98th floor? So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that I have something big, but I'm thinking that the small steps I need to start taking are not able to get me there, whereas they are the little basic foundational things that I needed to get there, right? So one thing I would say is starting small would always be the best thing to do. Pray over your daydreams, pray over your goals, pray over your vision. Now, I'm not taking these daydreams out of your goals. I'm not taking these daydreams out of your vision. Actually, they are your goals, they are your vision. It's just the fun element, the bigger element, the bigger imagination, the one that makes your heart jump when you think of it. I think there is this seriousness to setting goals and vision board that you just like, these daydreams add the taste it wants, that it deserves. It gives it the taste, it's the flavor that it needs. And that is why you don't just set goals and you leave your goals. You don't just create your vision board and you leave it like that. You create your vision board. First, you imagine it, you create it. God puts the idea in your spirit. You write it down and then you pray over it. You know why? Because there are a lot of things that can happen. Your dreams can be stolen. And I'm not talking about stolen by other people or something. Something else might just come and steal your dream from you, that you forget about it. Like in terms of forgetfulness, you forget that this is even something that can work out. You need the gift of men, you need people, you need God, you need resources. As you are praying over it, two things happen. God starts moving you towards it. God starts making it available to you. He starts helping you to get there. And then the other thing is, He might move you away from it, maybe because He has a better plan for you. Sometimes we think we need to do a particular thing, which is totally perfect, right? I mean, every idea we have comes from God, right? But then maybe it's not the way you see it. He's not seeing it the way you see it. He's seeing it in a better form, in a bigger form. So maybe you are asking for a bungalow and He's going to give you a mansion, a duplex, right? So that is why you need to pray so that Jesus takes the lead, Jesus takes the wheel. I mean, come on, we need Him to take the wheel, right? Lack of discipline. I lacked discipline. Because I've gotten the dreams out of my head, I've gotten it written down, I have prayed about it, but still, I slack. I lack discipline sometimes. Sometimes all I want to do is doom scroll on Instagram. Just saying that motivation is just 1%. So the daydream that is shaking you up, that is making you happy and everything, just like 1% of the whole actualization of the success of that daydream coming true. And then discipline is 99. Like you have to be disciplined to learn, to practice, to work, to apply, to go out there and get the resources, anything that you actually need for that dream to come to life. You need discipline. I had this new definition of discipline that really changed the way I look at things. Discipline is self-love. It's me telling myself that I love myself so much that I promised myself this and I'm going to do it for myself. Now, if we love someone and we make promises to them, of course, we do all that we can to make sure we don't disappoint the person. But we don't even do that to ourselves. And that is one of the self-love languages is discipline. So this is you telling yourself, I promised myself this, I'm going to go get it done. Consistency. That's a tricky one because I'm someone that works in bursts. Like I work in bursts. Once it comes, I'm like all in for maybe in fact for the whole day I can do it. And then the next day, you can't let life just flow by and then move with your feelings. I feel like doing it today. I don't feel like doing it today. One of the languages of consistency is doing it, whether you feel like doing it or not. You don't do it because you feel like doing it, but you do it because you have to do it. Crafting this life that we want, it can be hard sometimes. Adulting, it can be hard. Sometimes I want to lie down in bed and sleep. Sometimes I just want to do something else, right? But I had to learn the hard way that I need consistency. I can't just flow through life doing things I feel like doing. Because if you move with your feelings will never feel like it's the right time to do. I don't think I will feel like going to the gym every day. I might not do like that. I might not feel like that. But it's something that I have to do, right? So I was moving through life without consistency. I was moving through life without commitment to doing it because I have to. I moved with life with feeling and doing when I feel like doing it. And then there are so many things that I realized that I started and then I've stopped because I felt like I didn't want to do it. And then I kept waiting for time to feel like doing it, and some of them I kind of ran out of time for some of them, and I never went back to it because I was moving with my feelings. So consistency is a huge part of working towards your goals, working towards your visions, working towards your daydreams. Don't work with your feelings. And at this point, I've lost count. I mean, I wasn't really counting, but yeah. So my mindset wasn't ready for my daydreams to actualize. Mindset, as you keep growing up, you realize that mindset is a huge part of everything you want to be, what you want to get. You might be wanting something, you might even have strategies for getting there. But if your mindset keeps telling you that this is not for you, you don't deserve to be in the room, or you might never get there, it depends on what you actually believe, it's going to affect you a lot in achieving that particular dream. And so this was me, I had strategies, I had ideas. Now, I can develop strategies. I can sit down and just come up with complete strategy in just minutes, sometimes hours. But I lacked the mindset for where I am going to. And sometimes, okay, before now, I usually felt like all these motivations, I don't need them, all this mindset. But sometimes the motivation is not even about what it's doing in you. The motivation is not even about how it is, how they are saying it and all that. Sometimes it's about changing your mindset, changing who you are, right? Or how you think, or some of these negative beliefs that we had growing up. And so one of the commitments I made this year was that I am going to read, attend programs that has something to do with changing my mindset. If I had used this particular mindset, where would it have been if I had that growth mindset? So mindset, yes, you have to believe you deserve it. You have to believe you're worthy of it. You have to believe that you can get there. You have to believe that people are going to buy. There is mindset for the rich, and then there is mindset for the poor. And then another thing is, I wasn't who I needed to be for success to come to me. Did I get that? Did you hear that? Okay, so there is this thing I've been learning newly, and that thing is, success does not come to you because of what you do sometimes. Sometimes it comes to you because of who you are or who you become in the process of moving towards it. Becoming. Sometimes it's about who you become attracts the success that you deserve. Maybe your success, maybe where you're headed to, needs you waking up earlier, where you're headed to needs you praying more often, where you're headed to needs you reading more, learning more. This was one of the things I never took into cognizance, because I felt like, well, the more I do, the more I do. So I'm someone that I don't know how to not do. I don't know how to not work. But at some point, I needed to take some steps back and started becoming instead. And so far, so good too. This is the last, but definitely not the least. One of the reasons I wasn't able to achieve some of my daydreams and get to them, to where I'm going to my goals, was I felt like I thought I needed to be great at something to enjoy doing it and to want to do it. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I need to be great at this thing before I can get there. And maybe that's the truth. But sometimes it stops us from moving before we even start. Imagine a medical student that says, I want to save lives and remove brain tumors for thousands of people to keep them alive and everything. And I need to be a great doctor to do that. And then he now looks at his current stage. He's nothing like that. He looks like nothing that can save thousands of people, thousands that can stand for hours in the operating room and operate on brain tumor and remove it. And he goes, nah, that might never be me. The truth is, he can look at it differently. Okay, I need to be a great doctor. And so he goes back, studies day and night, takes his residency seriously, and takes his learning seriously, and just keep getting there, with one thing after the other, one thing after the other. And maybe the first time he starts stuff, he might not even enjoy some of those things. But before you know it, he's like enjoying it, he's like doing it great at it. My marketing, if I think, oh, I need to be a great marketer before I actually do that thing, and then I don't start now, I don't say, okay, let me just start, I will get there. And then thinking I need to be great. Now, something I used to say to myself was, I'm not creative enough to be a marketer. To be honest, in fact, I've told it to someone a couple of times that I'm not creative enough to be a marketer, And it was later on that I realized, do you know that creativity can be developed? Goodness. You don't need to be the most creative person to start. But eventually, in the process of the doing, you might eventually become that most creative person you want to see. So, yeah, you don't need to be great at something before you start. Okay, so, all right, guys. And yes, so I didn't count, but these were the many reasons that my daydreams were not able to come true the way I wanted to see them come true and actualize in my life. And ever since then, since when I realized all those things, I have been gradually working towards realizing them and making them come true. And I hope you do the same today. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.